First pack made, fellas. Lithium ion, 4,000 milliamp. Cell 1, cell 2, 3, 4 total. We'll see. Hey guys, Sky2 Quaddy here, and we're gonna have a real talk discussion on my latest build, and along with lithium ion packs and flying, and just why I chose a 5-inch over the 4-inch craze that's been going on these days. Just first, so you can see I used a Papilio frame that I got from Banggood, and this is from Albert Kim. He weighed this one in at 87 grams, but the all-up rate with my build is 299 grams. And for starters, we're going to do a short video of medium range flight, and I can't show you the whole thing.
Burning hard, the water's gone. I drove to the moment we met at dawn. Hear me out, I'm leaning on the feeling of replaying all you got. And I can't fake like I don't wanna make us take another bet on yours to break. You really wanna make us stay. Tell me all this time a part of you knew, 'cause I wanna bring it like we used to. Take my heart and say I'm loving you too.
Now that we're back, you can see that this flight, this build can actually do long range. I do medium range flights, so I'm gearing this one up to do what I consider long range, which is past 2 miles. That flight that you saw was a mile flight and very high altitude, and I average a mile up and back in a little over 2 minutes, or just around the 2-minute mark. So I don't need to actually fly 30 minutes with a long distance drone, especially when DJI set up the goggles itself can only go 6.5 miles on a perfect day. I only need enough for 5 or 6 miles, so 12 to 13 minutes of total flight time is enough for me. Anyway, let's go over the build. It was a Papilio frame. I just show you the weight again. It was 298 to 300 grams, which is relatively decent weight for a quad. Let's go over the specs on this. We talked about the frame. The stack I use is a Mamba F405, and it's 30 amp ESC, 20 by 20 stack, along with the Caddx Vista. And let's talk about the Caddx Vista compared to the Caddx Nebula. I initially ruined a Caddx Vista system, and one of my old quads, Spidey build, crashed into the rocks and destroyed the actual unit in the back. So I went ahead and got the Caddx Nebula, and that was probably one of the worst decisions of my endeavor with DJI. It was really a horrible setup. I had a version 2, and no matter what I did with it, it still looked bad. No matter what you did, it still looked like you're flying in a flight simulator, and you know when you go out too far and the hills become this blur with a little outline of the hill, that's what you got. It was just no detail whatsoever with the Caddx Nebula, no matter what I did. So I had to take off the Vista camera and put it and replace the Nebula, and now the image quality is okay. It was fine. I did notice after these flights, using these propellers was a wrong choice, but I wanted to keep it at 300 grams or less. And when I switched the props out after doing the flight tests back to the the Ethics S5, I had no more vibration wobbleness. I tried to get rid of the jello with an ND filter. I actually had the first flight with this one, and I thought it was jello, but it was vibration because of the propellers. These are too flimsy when you go that high and fighting the wind. Also, the motors that I use. Now dig this. If you guys have been in this game for a while, you know what these are. These are very old school RCX 2205, 2600 kV, and you'll hear online that you should be using lower kV motors to get more efficiency and more flight time, yada, yada, yada. These are old school motors, even compared to, I bought a set of the, the Emax, I don't know, the latest ones, I don't know, they're budget ones for Emax, and they're 33 grams with a cable, and these 2205s, 2600 kV, came in at 28 grams with the cables. And my opinion is this: after flying many motors and all that hype, these bearings are the old school Japanese bearings. Probably get them on a skateboard. That's how old this technology is. But it did the job and did the job right. I think the whole hype with having a perfect motor for long distance is just that, in my opinion. It is just hype to me, because you can do it with old school motors. You could probably do it with a Banggood Ishin brand, whatever they have out there, you know, the really bad ones, and still get the distance. I think it boils down to the flight controller, the later technology, and beta flight to get rid of the vibrations and have a smooth flight to begin with. So to me, motor concern is not that big. I did prefer the 2600 kV because this bad boy not only goes distance, but it also does great freestyle. And on 4S, I still get up to 88, 99 miles an hour with my GPS. Another thing, if you're gonna do long distance, I do recommend getting your GPS rescue to work. Test it out before each long distance flight. Make sure that it does work and comes back to home. And all your sanity checks are good to go, and you'll have no issues at that point. What else? Why I chose the 5-inch over the 4-inch. Like I said before in the video, that there's a humongous craze with the 4-inch, and I was about to jump on that craze. And I tried to look at the main premise of having a 4-inch, and that is to stay under 250 grams. Because of when the FAA comes to town and starts knocking on our door and telling us what we can fly and what we can't, we want to be under 250 grams. But you know what, skip that. I do not care. I'm going to be flying the way that I want. So this setup is relatively light, and if you fly a 4-inch Croc, or you fly the flywheel, you fly any of those, they're getting under 250 grams with a 650 milliamp 4S LiPo. Now once they put on one of these bad boys to get the major range that they're talking about, this is a lithium ion pack, to get the 28-30 minutes, well, guess what? You're over 250 grams. So what was the point of getting your 4-inch quad to stay under 250 grams if to go long distance and get that super long flight time, you're gonna be over 250 grams? I don't get it. Anyway, oh, and here's another thing. After flying the 15 minutes, the flight times are again, let's go over that. These are the 3 setups that I use. I have 3 flights. I use my Ovonic 1500 50 kV, 1550 milliamp 4S battery, and these 2 that I built, and I built these batteries under the guidance of RC Escapes video, just using the solder and iron and putting the whole thing together. Great tutorial, and I do recommend watching his. I'll put a link in the description below. This one is a 300 or 3000 milliamp 4S setup, and this is a 4000 milliamp 4S setup. Both of these are lithium ion setups, and just so you know, even at the end of the video, when I figured out how to get it to work and how to charge it was my biggest issue. If you're going to run, these are 2 separate types, 2 sizes. Smaller size here is the 81650. So you want to charge those, from what I've seen online and read, at 1.6 amps for the small one, the 81650. For the larger battery, the 21700, you want to charge these at 2 amps. I do not know at this point, since I've just done this last night, if you can parallel charge these. I have more coming in. I'll do more research before I actually do that. But yeah, right now, the bigger battery, the 21700, 2 amps to charge it, and on the LiPo. Put it on the LiPo setting so you can get up to 4.2 amps or 4.2 volts per cell. And the same with this one. Just put it on the LiPo setting at 1.6 amps to get 4.2 volts per cell. Otherwise, if you use the lithium ion, then you're going to only get around 3.8. So kind of defeats the purpose. Also with the flight times, they're saying you can drag down the voltage to 2.5 for lithium ion. I actually did these flights down to 3.0 volts average, and then brought it in at 2.9 because I want to save the battery, and got some great flight times out of this. Long story short, flying regular flights, I got 7 minutes on my 4S LiPo, a little over 14 minutes, close to 15 minutes on the 3000 milliamp 4S 18650, and close to 17 minutes on the 21700 4000 milliamps. Now here's the thing, I've watched online a lot of flights, and a lot of these flights are showing 30 minutes, 23 minutes, all hover. And that to me is not really justification of real flight. You're gonna see the video that I post at the end. It's gonna be very boring because I'm not gonna fast forward it because I don't have a timer on my DJI to show you how long the flights are. So it's gonna be long at the end, very boring, and vibration because I'm using these cruddy props. I should have used the S5s. But anyway, you're going to see that I flew these how you would actually fly them if you want to go long distance. There's a mountain where I fly at the park, and so I went around in circles up and down the mountain. So you're going up almost 400 feet, down to 50 feet, back up to 400 feet, back down to 50 feet. That is how you're going to fly when you're doing long range. You're not going to do long range in your backyard. You're not going to do long range just hovering. You're not going to do long range flying around at 60, 70 feet because there's not a lot of wind in that low altitude. But when you have to throttle up to get to that altitude to clear the trees and do that long range, that's when your battery amperage really takes its toll. And so you're going to see that for me on this setup, the most efficient pack was the 3000 milliamp LG 4S setup, and it was light, got close to 15 minutes, and my fingers and my forearms were fatigued, and I started vibrating after a while because I'm trying to focus on staying above the mountains. So to even need to go over 20 minutes is going to be really tough if you're doing mountain surfing. You don't need that much, in my opinion. You just don't. At least I didn't. I got a solid 16 plus minutes with the 4000 milliamp 2170, and yeah, like I said, and I was going up and down and staying high altitudes just so that you could get kind of a feel on how it would be when you're actually flying and why you would actually get a 4-inch over a 5-inch or vice versa. So my biggest takeaway after all of this is that regardless if you're going 5-inch or 4-inch, I preferred the 5-inch. And I don't have a 4-inch, but I preferred the 5-inch because my cruising speeds were anywhere from 38 miles an hour to 46 miles an hour. That's going to get you a lot of property in a short period of time, and that's what you want when you're flying long range. These people walking, I don't know what's going on behind me. Okay, ridiculous. But anyway, so to go with the 4-inch, in my opinion, I don't know. I would not invest that much money into something that is not going to give you the dividends that you could get off of a 5-inch quad and get the smoothness that you want and the quickness that you want, and also be able to fly freestyle because, like I said before, these are 2600 kV motors. So when I want to haul butt, I can haul butt, and when I want to go long distance, I can do long distance. And if I want to fly long, which for me 15 minutes is plenty long, doing real flying, this is enough. And I don't think that you can get that enjoyment out of a cruiser 4-inch. You just cannot. You got the full package off the 5-inch build, guys. So anyway, that's what I got for now. I will show you that boring vibrating video in its longevity so that you can see that it was actually a long flight. And again, you've already seen that this thing can actually do the distance. That's what I got, guys. What are your comments? What do you suggest? What are your feelings about going from 4-inch or 5-inch? The flights that you've seen online, people are just flying, close proximity using these lithium ion packs. What do you think? What's your decision? If you're going to go with a 4-inch, I was ready to pull the trigger on that, and for me, this didn't make any sense after doing this build. When I can build these all day, this pack cost me $22 to build. This pack cost me probably about 30 bucks to build, and this pack is probably going to be great. The 4000 is probably going to be great on a 7-inch build. So anyway, that's what I got for now, guys. Now to the boring long video. Just go ahead and fast forward it to the end. Leave your comments down below, and I will talk to you soon, guys. Have a great day. Sky2Quaddy, sign out. All right, guys, just got back flying the 3000 milliamp 4S pack lithium ion. Got 14.48 minutes, basically 15 minutes, and doing not just regular cruising. I mean, we were cruising, but going over the hills and higher altitudes. So that's a true 14 to 15 minute flight, not just going low altitude and not having to deal with windy conditions. So gonna try the 27100 4000 milliamp pack, and the battery is from Samsung, and the 3000 milliamp pack that I used was LG. Only get name brand ones I got ripped off on eBay. So yeah, don't go that route, guys. Learn from my mistake. Anyway, we'll give it a shot, see what happens.
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no one to ride to. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, I can help you out, I can help
I've been looking through my memories. I've been trying to see your face, but you're moving like a mystery, and you look the other way. If you found me